I'm storyteller and author Pleasant Despain, and you have a wonderful imagination. Welcome to Pleasant Journeys. My story for today is from Africa. It's called The Lion's Whisker, and it's found in my collection 33 Multicultural Tales to Tell. Once, long ago, in a small village in Ethiopia, a young couple grew quite dissatisfied with their marriage. The husband was so unhappy that he would often come home as late as possible after working in the fields all day, if he came home at all at night. And the wife, she was just as unhappy. And finally, one day she said, I've had enough. So she went to the village elder. He was an old and a wise man. And she explained their problems in the relationship. And in fact, he was the very man who had married them just 2 years before. But she said, I want the marriage to end. Said the old man. Separation is not always the best choice when it comes to conflicts in marriage. But I have a secret potion that I could prepare, and, well, it would change your husband's attitude toward you in extreme ways. He would start showing his love. He would come home on time, and he would treat you properly. Oh, yes, she said. Oh, please. Oh, make the potion. Oh, he said, there's one problem. I lack a certain but key ingredient, and that is Whisker pulled from a living lion. If I had that, I could put the potion together for you. Oh, she said determinedly, I will get it. And off she went. The next morning, she had a big chunk of raw meat, and she took it down to the riverbank, although she was hiding behind a big clump of bushes, and she waited for the lion to come to drink, as a lion did most mornings. And when the lion showed up, she was quite frightened. She wanted to turn and run, but she found the courage, and from behind that bush she tossed that raw meat close to the lion, who devoured it in 3 bites and then slinked off into the jungle. Now, the next morning, she was back behind that bush with more meat, and she tossed it to the lion. And on the 3rd morning and the 4th, during the entire week, she stayed behind the bush, but she fed the lion his breakfast. The 2nd week, she continued this process. But she also started peeking out and then stepping out behind the bush. She wanted the lion to see who was feeding him each morning. And by the 3rd week, she started from behind the bush and then creeping a little closer, maybe 1 step at a time, toward the lion. And by the 4th week, she was able to sit calmly next to the lion as she fed him. And then one day, she just very gently reached across and plucked a single whisker from his chin. Oh, she ran right back to the village elder. I have it, she said. Make the magic potion. He was surprised. He said, wait, you must tell me. How did you acquire this? And so she explained it all. And he listened carefully and was rather impressed. You, he said, do not need any kind of magic to help heal your relationship. You have demonstrated that you have courage and cleverness and patience. You can make anything happen. I want you to go back home, and I want you to begin to listen a little more carefully to your husband and show him that you do care, that you do love him. And I also want you to suggest, but very gently, to him that he can show you a little more respect and a little more care. And then let's just see what happens. So she went home. She used her courage, her wit, her patience. And little by little, their marriage began to improve. In fact, it took about 1 year before finally they both showed how much they respected each other, how much they truly cared for each other, how much they were in love. And they maintained that love for the rest of their lives. That happiness, which is so often so difficult to come by. Well, there ends my story. Courage, wit, patience. Things we can all use more of in our own quest toward happiness. Thanks so much for your listening. I hope you liked the story. Please give it a like. And if you leave a comment, I will definitely respond. Down below, you'll find my website with all of my books listed with direct links to Amazon.com. There are so many stories yet to tell. Another story to tell next week.